Hello friends, it's me Karthik. Hope you guys are doing really good. Another commonly asked Java interview question is try catch with resource future. Okay, so the thing with this future is like even though I know this, I rarely used in my real time. That is a thing, but is a gem of a future according to me. Why? I will tell you, and what is a need for this? I'll tell you. If we don't follow, if we don't write a proper coding standard, what will happen, I'll tell you. Okay, so let's say like you are working with a db. Okay, so db you are working, let's say like this is your db here. Okay, so in your application what you are doing is you are simply calling a db operation. Okay, some, let's say like some select operation you are doing. Okay, and this piece of code, usually what you do is you establish a connection with this, right? So let's say you are establishing a connection and you are using try block to do some connection establishment and perform that select operation, then get the results you are doing. That is good. And in catch statement what you are doing is, in case of some exception happens, what you are doing, you are going to handle that piece in case of exception. This is also fine. And there is a optional finally block. As I said, this is a optional block. Okay, so optional block, so what you did is, since it is an optional block, you forgot to add this. And I mean, why you forgot, I don't know, but you forgot. In this finally block, what you wanted to do is basically you wanted to close the connection. Okay, so we have the connection, right? So what you wanted to do is you wanted to close the connection. Somehow you missed it. And is Java throwing any exception here? No, Java is not throwing any exception. It is simply accepting this as a normal thing. So you committed the change, it went into the production, and per day you are making, let's say, some 500 calls, not 500 production environment. So let's keep it a 5000 calls you are making here. Okay, so what is happening is 5000 calls. 5000 calls means 5000 connections to db are not closed. So with this what happens, the resource is active even though I'm not using it. So over the period of time what happens is resource crunch will happen, your application slows down because it is already taking lot of memory, lot of your heap memory. So other areas as well, your application is slows down, and this will impact a huge performance bottleneck. If you identified and you have kept it in finally, that is well and good. Okay, to avoid this sort of thing, Java has introduced try catch with resource as part of 1.7 version of Java. This, the best thing is it will implement auto closable interface. That means you don't need to close the connection here. This connection you have is, you don't need to close it here. It is a responsibility of Java to close that particular connection. Understood? It is a responsibility of JVM to close that connection. And where I can use some files related streams, like file streams, like buffered reader, and connections, db connections, are some zip related activities. Wherever you have the stream where you need to close it, you can use try catch with resource. Okay, so let me show you an example here. This is my try catch with resource example. Okay, this is the syntax. Okay, so let me explain about the syntax here. What we did is try catch with resource here, right? Try catch block is this. Try catch with resource is actually very similar to this. Simply you open a bracket, close a bracket, and the same thing, catch, and you open a bracket, close a bracket, same thing. Okay, so here uh, whatever the streams that you have opened inside your try will be automatically, let's say I have opened a buffered reader. Okay, this will be automatically closed closed once the code reaches the catch block, and once the code reaches the end of the catch block. Okay, so let me show you here. This is my try catch with resource example, where I am defining the buffered reader, buffered writer here. What is this piece of code is doing is I am simply reading from this particular file called input.txt. I am writing into the file called output.txt. Okay, so this is where I am writing. Okay, so am I closing anywhere here? No, because since it is a try catch with resource, the resources that you have defined in try block are automatically closed by auto closable interface. This is the auto closable interface. Try catch with resource implement this. There is a method called close that been handled by itself. Okay, so what is the order of execution, what is the order of closing here is the latest one, that is a BW, buffered writer, will be closed first, then that buffered reader. If you don't want, I mean here multiple streams I have defined an example. If you don't have, if you have only one, you can simply use that one as well, not a big deal. Okay, I've just defined this so that I can show you that two of them can be closed in a particular order. Okay, so this is a one thing, and you can argue like, boss, I can use the same thing with try catch with finally as well, right? Yes, definitely you can do that. Let me show you that as well. And what is a small drawback with that as well, I'm going to explain to you. Okay, this is my try catch. I just try catch with the whistle, I just copy pasted. What I will do is I'll simply copy this piece of lines and I will put it here, and I will initialize this to null, buffered reader and buffered writer. Okay, the same thing with try catch resource can be achieved here as well. Okay, so first thing is you close this. This is my standard try catch thing, right? And here I will apply a finally block, and here br dot close I will take, and bw dot close, that is buffer reader dot close, buffer writer dot close. What happens here is, let's say BL is null and you are performing some operations and null will return an IO exception. So you need to handle that explicitly, or else even though if you are handling it, first you need to check if it is not null, only you are going to close. This is also you need to ensure. Okay, if bw dot blue is not null, then you close that particular thing when it is not null only, and you handle this method. Okay, IO exception, here IO exception was handled. This is how you can do without try catch with resource. The problem with this is a boilerplate code. When you have, I mean, this is a huge code where you are manually closing it. When this is a little bit extra code, you have more maintenance, you have more test cases coverage will be there. That's why it is, when you have such a scenarios where you are using some streams or some connections where you need to close them explicitly, try to use try catch with resource, which is better, more efficient. Okay, so hope this is useful for you guys. If you found it useful, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.